My name is Taylor, and I am from here in Kelowna, BC. The reason I searched out combined emotional, nutritional, and bodywork certification is, well, actually I didn't even know it was as much of emotional as it was nutritional and bodywork when I first came into it back in July. But it really opened me up to realize how much the emotional almost has more to do than the body work and the nutritional. Because if your emotions aren't in check or you're not in control of your emotions, then everything else falls apart. So I really think that now that I've taken it 3 times, my reason for coming in and doing all 3 of these was because at first it was because I've just been so into this stuff my whole life. And second was my dad was supposed to go in for heart surgery, and I fully believed there was a different route for him. And so because of him, that's how I ended up finding out about Daryl. And then he came in and I came with him, and then I decided to take the course. And here we are. I'd only expected to take it 1 time, and here we are now, not even 6 months later. I've taken it 3 times. So it's pretty crazy how things change, and it's amazing how once you take it the first time, it just opens you up to be like, yeah, no, I need more of this. To really be able not only to master it yourself, but to be able to really help other people with it. You take it the first time, it's just kind of like opening up the shell a little bit. And then once you take it a second time, it's kind of like you put like Daryl will say, like you put like a little mini you on your shoulder, and you're kind of really observing everything you're doing. Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done this, and I should do this. And then you just kind of like snap back. You're like, okay, like I'm not gonna hold on to it. I made a mistake or whatever. You learn from it and you move forward, and you're constantly observing. It's crazy how just the way you say things, or the way that you interact with people, or the way that you can literally pick out different things that people are doing that you're like, oh man, like, hey, let's, you can see their programs and how they were raised, or different things, or whether they're running a fear program, or they're running, they're just an angry person, or all these different programs. So it's pretty crazy how you go from cracking the shell to observing to actually doing it in your own life, and then being able to see it in everybody else. So I definitely would recommend, if someone wants to take it, definitely take it the first time to really dig deep and within yourself and see the things that you were doing. And then it just makes you want to become so much better. But by the time, you realize this is what you want in your life, it's definitely worth it to take 3 times, because it gets that much better every time you take it. I am planning to use this certification to benefit myself, my friends, and my family, most definitely. I've already been doing that. It's been amazing since the first course. Right at the end of it, even during it, I was working on my dad and my wife and things, just not obviously getting paid to do it until I was certified, but just working on them, some of the techniques that I learned and different things. And it's amazing. It's life-changing. Things that I've done with my father and with my mom, and even with my wife. She had 2 knee surgeries, and things that, like, once my dad with his heart condition went into the doctors, and they were like, man, I've been in natural health, for so long, 30 years, and I've never seen a condition like this reverse like yours has. And it's like, wow, like, pretty amazing stuff. And like I'd only taken the course 1 time up to that point, and so it was like, wow, it's amazing how even after 1 time you can make a massive difference and you can have a huge impact on people's lives. But I also started my own business and my own practice right after the first course. I just knew I'm all in. I'm doing this 100%. This is what I've been passionate about since I was like 12 years old. Yeah, I just feel like I'm on top of the moon to a certain extent, because I feel like, not only does the courses that Dr. Wolf offers gets you to be able to look within yourself and change yourself, and then the deep tissue and everything else, and then helping your friends and family, but you can also start your own practice and be very successful at it as well. So it's just, the whole thing in one is just a amazing combo, and I'm just so grateful that I found out about it and I've been able to do it. My expectations for the combined courses when I initially signed up was, yeah, like I said earlier, like I wasn't aware as much of the mental. I was more into the physical, what the physical could do and what I had seen before starting the course. And so my expectation was, I'm going to help people with any kind of issues and try and do some of the most amazing body work in the world and help people with their nutrition. That's honestly was my expectation. But I think the most mind blown is the mental part of it and the emotional part of it, because like I was saying, if that's not in check or that's not in corrected, or if that's not looking deep within yourself and observing and seeing how you're doing things and loving yourself, then ultimately you're not going to be able to do the best job that you can at the present moment, because you're thinking about things from last night or last week, or you're worried about things in the future. You're not, as long as you're focused on what you're doing at the present moment with, say, a client or a patient, you're going to give them the best treatment possible. But if your mind's wandering and you're focusing on things of the past or the future, you're not going to be all there. And so I think having the mental down and really honing in on your own skills for yourself helps you with everything else. Because people that come and take the course that only take the non-surgical deep tissue, they don't take the emotional, the mentally emotional. It's been in 2 of the courses, they were like, oh, I just wish I hadn't taken the mental at the beginning of the whole life coach, because it so ties in with emotions in your tissues, and like just pushing and shoving everything down, and then realizing when you're getting deep tissue on a certain area, all of a sudden the emotion's coming out and everything's coming out, and you're like, what's going on? And people have releases and everything else, and they can't really comprehend the whole thing because they haven't taken the whole life coach. So I would definitely recommend, if people want to take just the non-surgical, that they really should take the emotional as well. It's interesting, after the first course and then coming back for the second one, I was like a little bit nervous the night before. And I just remember saying like, I suddenly had these doubts. I'm like, do I really want to take this again? And I just kept reminding myself, you know what, it's the end of what's going to be the big thing. That's really going to be like, no, you know what, I did this. I'm rock solid in what I'm doing. I'm confident as a person in who I am, and I know what I want. And so I did it, and I'm so grateful that I just like pushed through. And people get nerves and different things sometimes because they're like, I care about this or whatever, but it was almost like the second guessing of, should I take it, should I not? Even though I was already signed up for both to take the one in October and November. But so for me, I just feel so at calm and at peace with everything. And I'm so grateful. My expectations of everything. I think because I realized how much each course is different, from the first one to the second one to the third one. And how, you get different people and personalities in the room. And then, when Daryl's talking to them or bringing things out of them or trying to teach them something, he's also teaching all of us, because we can be like, oh, I can identify with that one thing that she's dealing with, or oh, I can identify with that thing. And then it helps you to really observe and learn about things in your own life. And so the expectation is so different in such a positive way for each course, because you get different people. Daryl sometimes will talk about different things. Sometimes he'll push one group more than he'll push another. Like I felt like this third group here in November was pushed so much more in certain ways than the other previous 2. So it's pretty amazing how each course is so much different. And so my expectations of what I thought this second and third course, or even this second course and then now the third course, my expectations are it's definitely blown way over my expectations. And so I just think Daryl just did a great job again. And I feel like he changes a little bit each course depending on what the class needs. And so him being able to adapt to that is pretty cool as well. So I'm just mind blown. It's just such a great course, and it just was super awesome. The changes I've experienced since I've been here, I feel like there's just so many. I feel like I could go on and on and on, but I think some of the biggest ones are just identifying some of the toxic beliefs that I have in my life, or identifying things that I do or how I react, or when someone says something to me and I suddenly just get angry, it's like, why am I getting angry? I could be totally calm. And it's like they want you to get angry. They're trying to bring a reaction out of you. And it's like, we were actually talking about it this morning, and it's like, you know what, like, why not just be totally calm and make them kind of be shocked and be like, wow, I'm surprised that person was totally calm. I was trying to get them to get fired up, but they stayed totally calm, and that makes more of an impact on people. And I think like just smiling more, like all the time, like I feel like, and just laughing and just trying to have a good time, make things light. At times I used to take things so serious, and through the course, it's just like, you know what, like, why not make things light? You get to choose in your own mind if you're gonna make things dark and hard or light and happy. And so why not just make them light and happy? And like, it's literally just a flip of a switch, just like that. You can literally change it. It's just your mindset and how you believe things and how you see things. And we talked about it today, like, it's about leaving little bits of love everywhere you go, having a positive impact on someone here, having a positive conversation here, lifting people up, trying to bring life into them, because, I mean, we all know that we need it right now in our world. Like, there's so much dark and heavy, and people being scared, or people, you know, staying by themselves or not having a connection with somebody. And so it's about, you know, it's all about trying to bring life and love to everybody, because ultimately by doing that, it makes people just have a much better day, and it can even change their life. And so for me, I feel like just having a more positive, happy mindset all the time has been the biggest change that I've noticed through all 3 of these courses. And it keeps growing, and it's getting better. And my goal is just to keep growing each and every day, and just trying to improve and changing all the time, because ultimately, as long as you're growing each day and, you know, you're honing your skills and you're getting better at things, then, I mean, who knows what you'll be a year, 2, 3, 4 years from now. So it's pretty cool. I'm Taylor Egan. I'm a certified master practitioner in whole life coaching, nutrition, and Wolf non-surgical deep tissue, and I can't wait to see you.